So welcome everybody, my name is Sue Hagenson. I'm Senior Dairy Specialist for VES-Artex, and my topic for this moment is dairy farming, automation and operational efficiency. So I'm just going to step you back in time as to what dairy farming typically, historically, in the public's perception mind is, where it's like very labor intensive, milk by hand, and super inefficient. But as we have progressed in the last 50 to 100 years, we've had to get a lot smarter. Part of the issue that we have today is the demand for dairying is increasing exponentially, and even though we have a lot more dairy farms globally, we still cannot keep up with the demand for dairy produce. So, in comes technology, right? Automation into the dairy farm. Part of the automation has been driven by, I struggle to get labor. I have a lot of inefficiencies, and how can I manage those inefficiencies? So I'm going to step you through just a couple of these examples that we see today in our dairy farms. One of them being the calf automated feeding. So calf automated feeding now allows me to pull my staff away from washing bottles, washing buckets, distributing buckets, bottles, and my staff are now able to look at the husbandry of the calf. With such technology, the automation can now tell me what's going on with an individual calf. I can now, in a group of calves, manage each one individually, so that when she is getting to weight and I wean her, in that same one pen I can have a younger animal and one ready to be weaned, and I'm managing them all together. So I'm being efficient and effective, and if there's any animal health issues, then I'm getting alerts from my technology to go, hey, that calf, she didn't come up and feed, or she took a lot longer to drink her milk, for example. Another automation that we look at is around milking, right? Milking in terms of robotic milking, be it a single box, or now we see automated platforms. Again, I'm moving labor away from my milking tasks, which are highly labor inefficient, and I'm using a single entity or automated entity to, again, A, monitor what the cow is up to, B, give me her production information, C, tell me if there's an issue with her at all, and I'm being actively proactive with the management of her. And also, these contraptions can also tell me a little bit about how the equipment is operating, versus waiting for the pump to break down and all of a sudden I have no vacuum, and oh my gosh, how do I milk the rest of my herd? So this is another one. Again, we have things like identification systems now, which now allow us to look at the animal, okay, find out her individual information. Is she coming on heat? Is she lame? What's her activity looking like? Has her milk production dropped? They all kind of intertwine with things like automatic feeders and feeding push-ups. So technology, right? Technology is something that is bringing us to the forefront of dairy farming, so that we can be a lot more efficient and effective, and we can be better business people and treating it like a business versus treating it like a good old-fashioned mum and dad dairy farm, because in today's world we can't do that anymore, and we need the help of technology to help us push through, push past, and be a really fine-tuned, humming Fortune 500 company. But I'm going to take you back, right? Automation. Automation can be super simple. So here's a really simple piece of automation, the teat scrubber, or the pre-prep solution, whereby it's very uniform, it's consistent, it improves udder health, and best thing of all, it reduces the number of people I now need in my parlor if I'm not using robots. So I can now take out at least one person from that milking operation, so I can either A, reduce my labor, or B, use my labor better and be more efficient. And then we have tomorrow's farmer, right? Again, large, big, established businesses. We're getting bigger, we want to be better, and so we need to have that technology so that if we're not on farm, we're at the beach or we're at one of our multiple dairy farms, we can, by the tap of a tablet, the use of a phone or a laptop, we can monitor what's going on in our business to make sure that things are going okay. So that we're not getting home to, oh my gosh, everything has fallen apart and now I'm not milking my cows, I have mastitis, they've run away, staff have quit, and it's turned into an absolute train wreck. So this is where technology is going to make us better, and tomorrow's dairy farmers that are much younger than me are right into that technology and they want to have it. They want a lot more of the tech. And then the consumers, we can't forget these guys, right? We're in the business of dairying to provide food to the consumers. These guys now need to know more. They want to know what's going on farm. They want to have the assurance that what we are doing as producers, that we are being good custodians of the land, being good custodians of the animals. So we have to make sure that we are being efficient and effective in the way that we operate our business. And then, of course, we get down to the cool thing about technology and innovation is around being proactive. So now I don't need to go down to the feed bunk and see, do I have to push my feed up? I don't have to go to the parlor to see what's going on in the parlor. I can now do it through proactive technology that's going to bring back that information to me to allow me to understand what's going on, to allow me to now fix the problem before the problem even begins. It allows me to be a much better dairy farmer so that I have a much better business, far more sustainable, plus it allows me to go do stuff that I enjoy. Gone are the days where I need to be sitting in front of a screen and there's 50 gazillion reports and it's like, oh my gosh, what am I going to be doing here? And I'm like that cow, eyes are swirling because I have no idea what I'm meant to be looking for. So the cool thing about technology is that information reporting, being smart, being proactive, making sure that my dairy farm is moving forward into the future. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.